Wow, thanks, Vinny. Jeez. Come on, what about the rest of you freaks out there? That's how this channel survives. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying it over and over and over again. The way this month is going, I'll be on welfare myself. And nobody's supporting the channel tonight. It's horrendous. Forget it, guys. I don't want to do this, Joe.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another entitled influencer video. Now, do I sound like Phoebe from Friends when she got sick and she was singing Smelly Cat, but it actually sounded better because she had a raspy voice? Yes, I do. Smelly cat, smelly cat. Am I deathly ill right now? Yes, I am. But listen, your girl's gotta work and you need videos to watch. And I know there's gonna be so many comments being like, Chelsea, take a break. There's no rest for the wicked, okay? However, today, the entitled influencer we're going over isn't a obnoxious person on TikTok. It is an obnoxious person, in my opinion. And not what you would think, right? It's not some weird ass influencer in Australia stealing a baby wombat from its mom. Yes, that happened. Go watch that video. Please. Or, you know, someone posting that their dad was screaming at healthcare workers. That happened too. I don't know what these people are doing. Like, why would you film it? But we're getting more into the e-begging type of genre, and I do want to cover this a lot more because I find it so fascinating. However, we're not talking about it on TikTok, the Clock app. We're talking about it on YouTube because I don't think that gets talked about enough. Now, I am just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. And why do I say that? So that you know, I'm not an expert, baby girl. I am quite literally just a lady with opinions and a camera and hi, there's a microphone. I'm going to yell into it for a good bit, right? And like I said, this is all my own opinion, entertainment purposes, this, that, and whatever. Oh, did I drop my phone? Oh my God, I did. I dropped my new phone. Great. Now, when it comes to digital panhandling in general, but especially on TikTok, listen, if you're doing something, educating people on something, covering a story, playing the fucking cello, I don't know, educating people about praying mantises, awesome. That's cool. Go for it. I love that. Absolutely. Take my money right now, sir. Play me a song, Piano Man. However, if you're just sitting there like the Ash Trevinos of the world or how is his name? Santos, or just any of those people who literally just sit there and tell you to donate to them for what? What are you doing for these people? Also, if you're one of the people who does donate to those people, please, for the love of God, stop it. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I am going to tell you to stop. Please. It would benefit all of us if you would stop. Now, this is a little bit different though, because this person we're talking about today, Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates, that's his YouTube channel, where he has over 150,000 subscribers, and he is a true crime content creator. And he covers stories and cases, and just like other true crime or legal commentators do, they'll have live streams where they are covering an ongoing court case. They'll, be in the courtroom with you. They'll like live stream it and you can watch it with them. Like for instance, I know Emily D. Baker does it. She's probably one of the most well-known or well-liked legal or true crime commentary creators. And then there is Legal Eagle. And first of all, why is he so hot? Got no right to be that hot. What's going on here? And then also there's Runkle of the Bailey as well. He does live streams too. And doing a live stream as a legal commentator and as someone who does true crime is a great way to not only engage your audience, but keep people up to date and be able to like explain things to them and just be super engaging, right? I know personally, if I'm watching something like that or keeping up with something, I don't necessarily want to watch it alone. And if there's something that I don't understand, it's nice to be able to have that community aspect of it where, you can write in the chat like, oh, that's the theory I had, or like, I think this happened, or like, oh my gosh, why'd they do that, right? And that can be great. So I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that. Of course, there's ethical true crime and there's reporting on certain stories and current events. But when you are going to be begging your audience and your viewers for money before you've even done anything on your live stream, like, what are you doing? That does not make any sense. So there's a lot of things that this guy has done that I don't like. And listen, if you like his content, that's fine. I don't care. That doesn't affect me in any way, but if I have an opinion, I gotta talk about it. Gray Hughes has faced criticism for his aggressive solicitation of donations during his true crime broadcasts.
We're currently only at 1/5 of the goal, an hour in. Yeah, that's not it's not viable for me. I need your guys' support on a nightly basis. So if you're out there and you have the funds, make sure you're able to, if you can help support the channel, I'd really be appreciative, and we can just keep on moving forward.
Critics argue that his frequent appeals for financial support border on digital panhandling, especially given the sensitive nature of the content that he covers.
On this channel, I actually want people to help support my channel financially because you guys are the only source of income that comes in on the live streams. All right, Christy? On a daily basis, on every show, because if they don't, And we aren't going to be able to do the same stuff we've been doing for all these years. All right. So Christy, go cry somewhere else.
Hughes has been accused of promoting his channel on other true crime platforms, leading to tension in the community. For instance, he and his followers reportedly promoted his content in the comment section of the hidden true crime channel, resulting in confrontations and user bans. I personally think that asking for money is cringe. Personally, whenever I go live, I mean, yeah, if I get a super chat here or there, it's amazing. I'm so thankful. Awesome. You know, if those people ask a question, then I'm absolutely going to answer theirs. And that's actually what a lot of content creators do when they have so many people watching live. The people who will, you know, do a super sticker or a super chat or something like that, those people will get like a shout out or recognition or an acknowledgement from the creator. And I know Emily D. Baker does this too. If someone asks a question and does a super chat, like absolutely, she's going to stop and answer their question, and she'll do it like every so often in the video, like before or after ad breaks or something like that. So that's different, obviously. But then just complaining to your audience, like for instance, I saw this clip where he was saying, I don't take the day off from reporting on this. So like, why are you guys taking the day off? Meaning like people who gift him stuff and like people who are doing super chats. And it's just like, buddy, this is free content for people. That's why people are watching your content and not just watching like, I don't know, cable or something, whatever, you know, whatever they pay for.
Currently only at 40% of the goal tonight. So if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. My channel relies on your generosity on these nightly shows, and without the support of you guys, it's hard to justify still doing the nightly shows. The videos I make on these cases do pretty well sometimes, but when I do these 3-hour shows, there's certain nights like this one where it seems like people just sort of take a night off, even though I'm not taking a night off.
That in my mind is just so entitled and gross, I guess. And it makes me think as well, like if you can't afford to go live, and you might be thinking like, what are you talking about? You don't edit it. Like you're just going live. Like that's not to say like it's lazy content, because there are content creators who do go live and who are very, very good at reading aloud and doing cold reads and being super engaging. Could not be me, girl. I am all over the place. I gotta be edited. But for instance, if I'm going to be getting ready to batch film, it's either like, hey, I can do a half an hour live stream where I'm talking to people and I'm getting ready for, you know, my batch filming for the day. Or while I'm getting ready, I can also go ahead and start filming a video. So what's actually going to have the return on investment there? Is it going to be me just doing a random live stream where I'm talking to people? Or is it going to be me filming a video that is going to then be edited and I can just add to my batched filming bucket that I'm handing over to my editing team, right? Obviously, it's going to be a better business decision and, you know, time and money decision to just film a video instead of doing a live stream, because realistically, for me at least, live streams don't really make me money. And we can say all day long, well, oh, well, he's all about the money. He's all about the money. And it's like, hey, if it's your full-time job, yeah, you need to be, I don't want to say all about the money, of course, no, but you need to be able to understand, is this a waste of my time? Is this going to make me money, right? Is this video going to do well, or is this video going to do well? Is this one going to get views, or is this one going to get views? A lot of times when I'm doing my makeup in a live stream, or I, you know, have pretty makeup on or something, or I'm full glam, which lately I have not been doing, but if I'm doing something like that, or I look like that, I'll get a lot of comments that are like, oh my gosh, your eyebrows look great, or blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate it, sure. And I love the compliments. Thank you. But there's people who will ask me like, can you do a makeup tutorial on this? And I'm like, no, I can't. Like I could, yeah, but no, I won't, rather, because that takes so long to film and to edit. I'm not trying to put my editors through that when that video would not perform well. And therefore it wouldn't be making the money that it needs to make for me to justify my time doing that. Now, to my knowledge, this is his full-time job. I could be wrong, but he's pumping out a lot of content and covering these cases and stuff. So if you can't afford to go live and you're begging for people to donate to you, then just don't go live. Just do an edited video instead. It makes no sense to me, these people.
Well, man, where are all the old freaks, man, who would help support the channel? It's such a struggle these days. I don't want to have to ask once. I wish people would just do it. Come on, Jace, let's get going here, man. Donate. Come on. Help support the channel. You can do it, Jace.
And also in terms of having fans and himself going into the comment sections of other people's stuff and promoting himself, self-promotion is a huge cringe. It's a huge ick. And that is such a turnoff as a content creator myself. People can say, oh, you're not lifting up others. No, no, no. Genuine connections is great. Lifting up other people, a rising tide lifts all boats. That's amazing. But what if you don't even know that person? Why are you going to give them a shout out? What about if you don't align with, what they believe? Then I'm probably not going to give them a shout out. If I don't like their content, I'm not going to give them a shout out. Also, that only gets you so far because your content actually has to deliver. In my opinion, I don't like his content. I don't think that it's well done. And there are a bunch of content creators out there in terms of not only true crime, but independent journalism that are way better. So in my opinion, I think that you should save those super chats for other people. But hey, if you like him, go for it.
Yeah, I trust Murder Sheet. Like if they say something, I'm going to believe it. I just don't like them personally, anymore. They just absolutely were garbage towards me. They say, Gray, we're hearing that you're telling people something. I thought it was just us talking. And I go, I know, right. We talk about other stuff. You told me, though, that it was on your podcast. And I messaged that, and she goes, okay, thanks for clearing it up, and can't get a hold of them. They won't say a word. They won't talk to me at all. They won't answer. They won't talk like adults. It's embarrassing, really. It's like socially inept. But what I just told you is the truth. That is what happened, and there's no other story. There's no second version. There's nothing, okay? I sent like a whole bunch of different texts, and, they never responded to any of them, and it's just, wow, unreal. Just ghosted me like I was some pariah. I've been covering this for 5 years. They jump on it in the last minute and, by pure luck, get involved with, get some inside info. And, apparently they were supposed to be covering the murders inside of restaurants. They use that on every one of their podcasts at the beginning, but yet they seem to only cover the Delphi case. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, I don't know. It made me so angry.
So it definitely does, to me at least, just seem like if anyone else gets involved in something and if anyone else, kind of steps into the space and is successful, that whole, I don't know, it just seems, everything I've watched, it just seems like he's just so bitter. It's sad because it's like, buddy, you don't have to do that. And a situation that you had with someone, another creator, it could have just been a misunderstanding and saying like, that's the truth. That's what happened. There's no other version. And it's like, well, no. There is another version. There's that person's version. If, for instance, like I can get the ick from someone and not like the way they made me uncomfortable about something, and they maybe don't see it that way. Well, okay, what you said made me uncomfortable. And a lot of times if I get the ick from someone, I'm like, goodbye, nope, done. Especially with like being a content creator, right? So I don't know. I find that so interesting. That's weird. One thing I can relate this back to, because I know a lot of y'all do watch my channel from anti-MLM content, anti-scam content. And yes, I still make that content. Absolutely. Whenever anyone else makes that content, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll talk about it more, please. Everyone should talk about it. Everyone should think that MLMs are scams, right? I love it. Again, a rising tide raises all boats. And that's something that I've always said, and especially with people who started making that content after me or before me, or, at the same time, if they have pivoted or still stuck with that or become more successful in terms of numbers with their channel, hell yeah, that's amazing. And a lot of times what people will do who don't like you or are just bitter assholes and are weird, a lot of times what they'll do is try to, pit you against each other when it's just like, no, I'm proud of that person. They're amazing. Not jealous. Love that. Good for them. For instance, Hannah Alonso, if you are subscribed to her, or if you're not subscribed to her, please do. You better. She's amazing. And thank God she's still covering anti-scam, anti-MLM content because her channel has grown so much. So fucking proud of her. And even from that, she's now getting more eyes on the anti-MLM space, the anti-scam content space, women content creators that focus on commentary content, which there are the commentary genre, the social media commentary genre, which that's what we do, is very much so male driven. And I don't love that. So I love that her, Chad, Gabby, a bunch of other people, a bunch of other women have been more successful, and that's amazing, right? I don't think that's a case like this. I don't think that that's how this is with this guy. So the thing is that, like I said, just because you started talking about something first, just because you were maybe at one point a bigger voice on something or talking about it more frequently, and someone else comes in and then is more successful at it. Oh my God, it's like Katie Joy without a crystal ball and then Emily D. Baker. Do y'all remember that? That was crazy. I loved that saga of YouTube. That was peak YouTube drama and it was amazing. Not necessarily for the people involved. However, for the onlookers like us, it was amazing. It was so petty and so crazy. But Katie Joy without a crystal ball is a commentary creator. She covers not only some true crime stuff. I mean, true crime doesn't have to just be murder. It's crimes, right? Crimes that are true, crimes that have happened. So she started covering something, that Emily D. Baker was covering something as well. And Emily D. Baker obviously is more professional, more likable, and overall, just in my opinion, puts out more quality content than Katie Joy without a crystal ball. And then from there, Katie Joy was like, you're just jealous of me, blah, blah, and saying all this dumb bullshit, right? And she had the audacity to say like, you're just jealous because I have more subscribers than you. That bitch has said that for so long. And she's even said it about me too. I cannot wait to surpass that and be like, oh, look, Katie Joy, I'm not jealous of you. Look what I have, you dumb bitch. So that's one thing she said about Emily D. Baker. And then right after, Emily D. Baker was covering other things and put out more content, she skyrocketed and became way more successful. And it just makes me so happy because it's like, what are you going to say now, you weirdo? But just because people don't want to work with you, just because maybe someone doesn't want to be associated with you, doesn't like you, it just doesn't mean they're jealous of you. It doesn't mean they owe you anything. No one owes you anything, especially with content creation, except for obviously if someone's blatantly copying you or if they got an idea from you or something like that, right? Clearly, it takes 2 seconds to be like, hey, this person inspired me to do this. It's so cringe when people do that, and it just it will make you look crazy. So please don't do that, especially to say that about public cases, sir. Another thing that I think really wraps into the whole like entitledness of it and like, well, you should watch them instead of me. Maybe he's less so, I mean, he is entitled, but I do think he's really bitter too, in my opinion, obviously from just watching his content. Now, here are some clips of him just like bad mouthing at true crime podcasters instead of like actually focusing on the crime. And it's like, what are you doing? That's not why people are here. I mean, maybe that's why I'm here actually, but like, that's not why the people who watch and enjoy your content are here.
All right. This channel actually goes out and makes a difference in the true crime community, unlike the other places that bring in tons and tons of money and give absolutely nothing of their own income to anything. All right, and this channel does. Put that on there earlier, block. Yeah, I mean, she's a really passive aggressive type, Grizzly. So I don't know how anybody watches that stuff. Can't think her way out of a shoebox. Just has a nice little chart on the screen and, hey, everybody, what do you think? And get the hell out of here. She's always on the conspiracy side because it sells. But you can go over there and watch whatever the kind of crap you want to watch, okay? She's a joke.
So you guys, please let me know what you think. Do you think that the e-begging is, like, what do we think? Listen, I just got a close-up look at what my lipstick looked like this entire video, and I would like to formally apologize. However, do our lip glow, the transparent one, is here to save the day. But I'm gonna need y'all to let me know what you think, because I do think that in the true crime space, or like the reporting on cases or situations, independent journalism, stuff like that, I do think that obviously being like transparent about your donations or asking for them, whatever, but there's a way to do it and then there's a way to not do it. And I feel like the way this guy's doing it just comes off entitled and bitter, and I don't love that. I hate it, actually. I hate it. And so there's obviously a way to do it in a way that's less tasteless than what he's doing. But please let me know what you think. Is that cringe? Is it not cringe? Should he not be doing that? Is it unethical with, the true crime aspect related to that? I personally don't like it. If there's anyone else that y'all want me to call out on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, meaning they're on there and I'll call them out over here, let me know and I will shed some light on it. Or if you want me to stick to the more like TikTok-y unhinged people when it comes to this type of entitled influencer series, let me know. Either way, not a fan. What's his name? Gray Hughes, not a fan. Some people say they don't like his voice. I personally do. But let me give some positive feedback though too, because I do want to do that. I do like his dedication. However, I think that when you are consistently putting stuff out there and it's like not really getting views, but you are being consistent, that's great. Babe, I did it. I did it for a long time. Got literally 400 views on videos, but I was still fucking pumping out 3 videos a week until I finally switched to commentary content. And then I was able, why didn't I do that sooner? No idea. Dumb. But when you're pumping out that type of content and trying to like make it, you can't, what am I talking about? He has over 150,000 followers already. Like, I just passed him this year in subscribers. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I do like his dedication. He is consistent with his live streams and stuff like that. I guess that's really the only positive thing I have to say about it, because I don't like his theories. And there's a difference between like perpetuating, dangerous theories and derailing things. And then there's actually just like saying like possibilities, right? And it's harmless to talk about that. I mean, that can get people talking, whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Remember that if if you are subscribed to my channel, at the end of my videos, you get a amazing pep talk. If you're not subscribed, please log off now and throw your computer out the window because you're grounded. But if you are subscribed, your butt looks so good. It looks so scrumdiddly-umptious. You are the most scandalocious little fish in the sea. You are hydrated. You're not going to get sick at all this year. You're not going to sound like me at all this year. So much yellow phlegm. I'm not sorry about saying that. And you're going to have the most delicious snacks today and the rest of the week and the rest of the year because you are what you eat and you are a delicious snack. And I'm really proud of you. Okay, goodbye.